Hello crafty friends, I'm so excited to share this with you. Ta-da! It's a little pop-up house in the middle of my journal. How cute is this? And I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. This will need quite precise measuring so it can work successfully. I'm starting with a plain piece of cardstock as my base, which I'm going to cover later. You can use any kind of cardstock. The first thing we need to do is measure a piece that is 20 centimeters by 6 centimeters. You can adjust the measurements if you need to make the house bigger or smaller, depending where you want it to fit. My little house is quite small, but that's because the journal I'm putting it into is on the smaller scale. This is the main piece and will be the walls of the house, so it'll have the majority of the measuring. Working in centimeters, I'm going to make a mark from the edge on the left to 3.5 centimeters. The next mark will be from the mark that I just made to 6 centimeters. The next one again will be 3.5, and then 6 again, and then you'll have 1 centimeter left over on the far right. We're then going to draw lines all the way down from the top to the bottom on our markings. Then on the short side on the right, we're going to measure 1.5 centimeters and then 1 centimeter to the far right. Draw lines all the way across on your marking. Working in the first and third segments, we're going to measure the center point. The section is 3.5 centimeters across, so we're going to make a marking at 1.75. These are going to be the pointy top bits of our house. Then we're going to draw a line from the point we've just drawn to the first line intersection. You can see it's created a small triangle shape at the top. Do the same in the first section. Working in the third segment at this time, we're going to make small diagonal lines from the intersection to the bottom. Hard to explain verbally, but you can see what I'm doing on the video. And then doing the same in the fourth section and one marking on the far right. I know it seems complicated, but it'll make sense soon. The sections that I'm coloring in now are the sections that we're going to cut out. Using a scissors, I'm cutting those sections as accurately as I can. The more accurate you are, the easier your house will fit together. This little house was inspired by a TikTok video I saw, and unfortunately I didn't save the video and I don't remember who had created it, so I can't share that, but thank you for the inspiration. And this is the first of the 3 pieces we have to create, and probably the most difficult. It gets a lot easier now. We now need to create the roof support that's going to go inside to keep the roof up. It's going to measure 8 centimeters across and 3 centimeters down. Mark 1 centimeter in from the left and 1 centimeter in from the right. Draw lines down over your marking. We're then going to measure the middle point between the two lines we have just drawn. This falls at 3.5 centimeters. We're also going to measure 1 centimeter down from the top and draw a line all the way across. Make a line down from the center point to the line you've just drawn. We're now going to draw a diagonal line from the far right bottom corner. It's going to intercept at the intersection of the two lines and finish at the top. Then add 2 diagonal lines to create a V at the center point. Again, I'm going to mark what we need to cut out. And then your roof support should look like this. The final piece we need is our roof, which is very simple. It's just going to be a rectangle. And mine's going to measure 8 centimeters by 6.5 centimeters. Draw lines again over your markings. Cut out your rectangle. Find the center point on the longest side and mark. I'm now going to use my scoring board to quickly score all the lines. If you don't have a scoring board, that is fine. You can just fold gently. You could also use a ruler to press against the line and then fold the paper up. Use whatever you have. We're going to score on all the lines we have drawn, all except the lines just underneath the triangles on our first piece. Gently fold along all your score lines. For the roof support, you'll be bending one flap up and one flap down, and the side triangles one in and one out. I've used plain cardstock, so I want to cover mine in a Christmas themed paper for my Christmas journal. And I have these beautiful printables from BontikVintageDesigns on Etsy. They look so 3D and I love the textures and the colors. Because my house is small, I need a smaller type of design. I don't want to lose the flowers, so I've printed it also in portrait format, so it comes out smaller. So the whole print is smaller and will look better on my little house. I'm just going to cut this out and use a glue stick to cover my template. I'll put a link to these printables in the description box below. There's also a discount code for you. Don't forget to use it on checkout. You could also use magazine papers or even just regular scrapbook cardstock, depending on what your theme is and what your colors are. I'm just into the Christmas spirit for my Christmas journal. It is very exciting when your little house starts taking shape. We're now going to close the walls using a piece of double-sided tape. Align the side wall with the flap and press down firmly. We're now going to add our roof support. If you remember, I said each flap needs to bend in the opposite direction. I'm then going to add some glue on the sides in a triangular shaped flap. We're then going to align the top of this triangle that I've just glued to the top of the wall triangle in the house. One on each side, and then press the glued flap against the inside wall. It will look something like this. I'm now going to cover my roof with a piece of the printable. Because I've used the really bright, bold reds with the buttons for the walls, I'm going with a slightly softer feel for the roof for a nice contrast. So I'm using this piece. It's got a gold and a bit of a green, and it looks like lace and textured fabric. Once it is cut out, I'm going to use my corner rounder punch to soften the corners. This, of course, is optional. We now need to glue the roof onto our roof support. We're going to apply glue on those two flaps that you see at the top, the one that's going left and the one that's going right, and we're going to press those parts into the inside of the roof. So essentially the roof is just going to be floating on the top. You may be tempted to want to glue the rest of the roof down, but then it's not going to actually bend and fold correctly when you close the book. So it needs to be like this. Of course, there's a lot of ways you could use this little house. You could even make a really cute Christmas card, but I'm going to put mine in the center fold of my journal. This is a flip-flop journal that I've made in a previous video. I'll put the link in the description box below, and I'm going to add it into the middle center fold of the middle signature. We're going to have this beautiful turquoisey green gold background. But first I'm going to add a little bit of gold leaf just for a little bit of bling in my Christmas journal. I apply some glue stick and then just press the gold leaf over this. You may notice the rest of the journal is empty. This is the first element that is going in, and I will be filming the entire process of myself decorating this in a separate video. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload new content. To attach this, the right shorter flap will go on the right page, the left longer one will go on the left, and the corner point will be in line with the center fold. I'm just cutting my strings a little shorter, and then I'm going to apply my glue onto the flaps underneath the house. And then position the house at an angle with that corner point in the center fold of the book. Make sure this dries really, really well. And once it's dry, there's your cute little house. And as you close the book, it folds inside on itself. And when you open it up, boom, it pops out. I absolutely love this project. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, which was a lot more technical than any of my other videos. I hope that I explained it well so that you can be inspired to create your own little pop-up house. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.